It is Friday, everybody. I hope you all are strapped in. My name is Dean.
Hey, my name is Tyler, and we are in for a long one, ladies and gentlemen.
In before it's like 20 minutes. I'm just kidding. No, it's going to be insane. So obviously we talked about, Riot mentioned they're doing their mid-season update. Bunch of items got changed. Some items got brought back. Some got removed. There's so much fun. It literally does feel like preseason. At least for like the ADC class, right? Because that's a lot of the focus is going to be on. Actually, I'd say the bot lane in general. There's a lot of support item changes too.
Yeah, I'll a freak. So thank you.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting to deal with. This will be coming on the next patch. I do think the game is going to break during this patch. It's insane. So I'm not even going to do the YouTube spiel. Guys, you already know about that. We need to get into this because this is going to take a very long time. So I know Tyler said he hasn't read that much. I think aside from like Static Shiv, maybe.
That's it. Literally it.
I've glanced at a few things, but I stopped myself so we can talk about it as we go. So we're going to start. Before the items, there are a few things I wanted to highlight or that are at the top here about... it says the fountain, and then there's some other game mechanics. Like one thing that isn't listed here is TP changes. What the fuck is it called? Unsealed or not unsealed? What is it called at 14 minutes?
Oh, is it Unleashed Teleport?
Unleashed Teleport
I think it's Unleashed.
Is changing from 14 minutes to 10 minutes.
Okay.
That's not mentioned here.
That's actually really good. I mean, I know why they had it at 14 minutes, just so you couldn't teleport and fucking annihilate a turret.
So, yeah, that's going to be 4 minutes earlier.
Right.
First thing, the mana regen per tick increased to 3.1% from 2.1%. So, you're going to be, when you're basing, you're going to be getting your mana back a little bit quicker, which I feel like is a...
It's get you out of the base faster.
It's get you out of the... Yeah, exactly. So that, the home guard timer is getting reduced by 6 minutes. So now that is at 14. You'll have home guards.
So they're really trying to speed this game up, huh?
Yeah. You think games are quick now? People are going to be flying out of the fucking base at 14 minutes.
Y'all better make sure if you're playing bot lane, just play your Lucians and your early game fucking monsters, because it's almost no point to scale.
I know. It's
just
going to be really
these
bloody.
First two changes, there's like no point to scale.
Yeah. People are going to be coming back to lane a lot quicker. So... Yeah.
Expect the Renekton's. Expect the what's a good mid lane early game champion. Expect the J4s in the jungle. Expect all those early game champions, dude. Because just looking at those first two things, those are huge. I mean, if you're teleporting or if you're basing at around 14 minutes, if you're a solo laner, that's usually around your second item, I believe. If not, if you're getting duked on, it might be some components, but you're getting back to lane hella quick and ready to go again. So. They are really trying to push the pace of the game.
Say also, your supports. If supports are basing, and they're going to show up top lane, with home guards, they're going to be faster to get there. So, yeah, I know all you people that don't like warding, you're going to need to start warding.
Yeah, that's something I haven't done in a while is do the first base top lane gank where they just have no idea that it's happening. Like, why is the support here?
Sure, it's not till 14 minutes, but that's like 6 minutes. We talk about Zhonya's being 2.5 seconds. That's a lifetime. 6 minutes is, the game's going to be a lot quicker.
Well, and think about the slightly magical boots, right? That's at 10 minutes, I believe. And then if you get kills, it drops.
I think it's a lot. I think it's like 11 something.
Or maybe it's 12, and if you get kills and takedowns, it drops by 30 seconds. But, like...
Let me just double...
If you have slightly magical boots, it's a pretty big boon at 14 minutes. You'll have them for sure by then.
You're really not going to tell me what the fuck the timer is?
Hold on. I think I have Blitz open.
It's either 11:30 or 12 minutes.
Let's see what I can find.
And then it's 45 seconds each time. I literally looking on the wall wiki and I can't...
Oh my god. Of course it's not going to show me now. Well, whatever. Fuck it.
It's something around 12 minutes.
Right.
Okay. Jungle Plants. Blast Cone spawn timer increased to 9 minutes. 9 to 9 minutes and 30 seconds from 5 minutes and 30 seconds. That one's interesting. So you're not going to be able to... If you're going for early Drakes, you shouldn't expect people to be hopping over the wall to try to
steal
it too, which is interesting. for Dragon at least.
Just a note on the boots. It is 12 minutes, but each takedown is 45 seconds reduced off that.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Okay. Anyways.
Blast cones. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Do they think they're too OP? Like, actually, to be fair, I had no idea they spawned at 5 minutes.
I didn't know that either. I thought they're just there.
They were just a little bit random. Yeah.
So that's good to know.
All right. Tell me about minions.
Minions. Rose Cadola says minions. New effect after the first wave and before 14 minutes. Side lane minions gain increased movement speed, matching the time it takes for 2 opposing minion waves to meet at the midpoint of top lane and bottom lane, with the time it takes for mid lane. So the mid lane minions aren't. So it's just the side lane minions that are moving faster, so they all the waves meet at the same time.
Yes.
New effect: minions that are targeting towers now ignore call for help signals against enemy champions. So if your minion is hitting the tower, it's not going to turn hit the champion when the champion hits you. It's going to continue to hit the tower. So that's going to make tower dives a little bit more difficult. You don't get that extra damage.
Yeah. That's crazy. The minions are just going to be rushing the fucking lane, man.
It's only bot and top, so it's not really that bad. It's just to help. I wonder if that unlocks bot lane roams, or if it curbs mid lane roams, maybe. I don't know. It's definitely going to affect the way the macro's played, though.
Yeah. I think I feel like this is a change that I'm not really going to be able to comprehend until I actually experience it.
Oh, 100%.
And like, oh wow, why are these minions moving so fucking quickly out of base?
Well, also,
wait, right.
I think part of it is fuck, I don't remember what I was gonna say, so never mind.
It'll come to you.
It'll come back to me. I'll think of it like fucking 3 things later and be like, oh, by the way, the fucking minion thing I was gonna say. Anyways, go ahead.
All right, moving on to turrets. New champions basic attacks against turrets deal the sum of a 100% base AD plus 100% bonus AD plus 60% AP. Compared to the old one, which was champions basic attacks against turrets deal 100% bonus 100% base AD plus the highest of 100% bonus AD or the 60 AP. So they're combining it.
Yeah,
you're gonna be able to do both. I'll give you a task to see if you catch what they're trying to do. I've seen a few items. And this is sort of not, I don't want to say a giveaway, but this is sort of a hint at what they're trying to do here. So it's taking your base AD, it's combining everything rather than prioritizing, if you're an IP champion, you have like 900 AP, your auto attacks fucking hit really fucking hard on turrets.
Yeah.
So now they're going to incorporate your actual AD. So, but it's physical and magic damage. So see if you pay attention to what they're doing here. And then bulwark bonuses, resistances per stack increase to 45 to 225, which is, turrets get tankier, the amount of people that are around them.
Sure.
Which originally was 0 to 180 based on nearby enemy champions. So turrets are a little bit tankier. Makes sense. I mean, if you're it kind of feels
the damage,
like,
then
right. They got to balance it out. So
then why increase the damage?
Why did we have fucking
durability patch?
Durability.
Okay,
last year.
I remember what I was gonna say about the minions. By the way,
I knew it. Okay.
What I was gonna say is that you don't really always know. Like you said, it's something that's gonna be hard to comprehend. You don't always know what to expect until you start playing and you see the different ways that different players react to these changes, and then we'll figure out whatever way actually sticks. But like we could have probably 6 different ideas of how to play with the sped up minions, but we won't know how that actually is going to look until you actually get in the game and let people get their hands on it. So that's where I was going with that.
So there's also a handful, actually 1, 2, 3, 4 champions here. We'll just note this. A bunch of their abilities now have AP scaling. So Uction's, I'm assuming is his passive, Dirty Fighting.
Yeah.
Is that his passive? Okay. 60% AP ratio. His Avenger Ring, which I guess is his Q, scales with AP with the movement speed. Callista's Rend now has an AP ratio. and the slow. Wolf's Frenzy, which is the W, has an AP scaling now, mounting dread with also the slow. Now this one is fucking insane once you get into the items we're about to read. Silver Bolts on Vayne, true damage scales 1.5% per 100 AP. Okay, so keep that in mind. Yeah.
Well,
I've seen some.
What do I just? Dean's talking about the 60% AP ratio on the attack against a turret. We're talking about these 4 auto attacking marksman style champions with AP ratios. And if anybody could pick out what any of these champions might have in common, before we get there, I don't know if I'll give you a cookie, but
Can I guess?
oh, I you know what it is. I know what it is. Without even having to scroll down and look at it, I know what it is. we sort of talked about it in the Monday episode.
Yeah.
We were speculating on ideas. And that's about as much of a hint as I'm going to give any of you guys, so
we got homework. If you guys listen to Monday,
which I hope
let
you
us
did.
know. I don't know. So, okay. So let's move on to items here.
Okay.
You start here because this is your favorite item in the game, right?
Abyssal Mask. Let's go. All right. New. All these things that I'm going to talk about are new to Abyssal Mask. So, recipe is going to be Kindle Gem, Negatron Cloak, plus 700 gold, which equals out to 2,400 gold total. So, it's going to be cheaper. And
Yeah, it's going to be
no
from
catalyst.
3,000.
No
From 3K.
catalyst. To note, no catalyst, which I'm sad about.
Yes.
I like that passive on it. So, unique passive: unmake enemy champions within 550 units of you become cursed, reducing their magic resistance by 5, plus 1.2% bonus health, capped at a reduction of 25. Gain 9 bonus MR per cursed enemy. So, what is it currently?
Currently, it is 550 units become cursed, reducing their magic resist by 5 plus 1.2 bonus health, capped at a reduction of 25. Gain 9 bonus magic resist per cursed enemy.
Okay.
So it's the same.
Okay.
I like this. I know you like Catalyst. This allows champions that can build mana or make use of mana can now use it. And you can also build Rod of Age. Combine this with Rod of Ages now.
Right.
Before you can't stack Catalyst items.
That's what I like about it. I like the Catalyst passive, but you're 100% right. Is those champions that may want to build this also probably may want to build Rod of Ages, and so you just get a little bit more build diversity with taking Catalyst out of it because, like you said, you can't stack them. So
Also, just a note, it is the same amount of Abyssal Mask currently is 10 ability haste, 550 health, so that's dropping, 300 mana, obviously getting rid of that, 40 magic resist, so we're getting 20 extra magic resist, and it's 600 gold cheaper. This is, I feel like this is
huge.
What'd you say?
600 gold is huge.
I feel like this is, and plus it's the unmake, is that what it's called? Yeah, unmake is not changing.
No.
So gain 9 bonus. So if you so that's gonna be, you can have this item can potentially give you 105 magic resist if you're able to curse 5 people because it gives 9 per.
And that's why it's so good on a Mumu, right? You jump in with Jack Show and this item, and like mages aren't hurting you if you're in a full scale team fight, right? And you're allowed to pump out extra damage because you're stealing. Well, I guess you're not technically stealing their MR, but you sort of are. So it's just fucking, and the fact that it scales on health is gross. Like you could steal more MR based on health. You could take a total of 25 MR from somebody, which, albeit for a tank, isn't a whole lot, but like tanks don't do a whole lot of damage, so it certainly helps, right? It's like having a pair of Sork boots and then some, right? Mm-hmm. So
And again, already looking at those champions that are getting a bunch of AP ratios, it's making it more effective. Again, 2,400 gold. I feel like this can also be. It literally feels like this item is already utility,
right?
But I feel like a support champion can actually build this now, like a tank, like a Nautilus.
Right, Nautilus or Bromskis or
It's
your melee
way
tank.
more accessible.
Yes.
And yeah, just yeah. I know. I think I've seen champions. I've seen a lot of top lane champions now rushing Abyssal Mask, like at least in pro play.
It's because Catalyst.
I think like
is
if
so
you're
good.
playing, right? Yeah, if you're playing like a Scion or something against like a Gwen or some
Right.
other heavy magic dealing champion top lane, it's really nice to sit on.
Oh, for sure.
This is gonna be yeah. So
Because also you think about it, a lot of those same champions that are rushing this are also champions that build Sunfire. So you're actually literally you're amping your Sunfire damage just by having this item. So not that like Sunfire damage is something for you to rely on, but it certainly helps, right? Like especially in a close fight, like the difference of an extra 5 MR could be
oh yeah,
something
you'll
tilting,
feel it.
You know what I mean?
You'll be able to tell.
So. All right.
Cool. All right.
Next, we got another support item. Ardent Sensor. New recipe. I like this. It's got Ether Wisp and Forbidden Idol and 450 gold, leaving you at 2,100 gold. I'm just going to stop right there before I go down too much further. Ardent Sensor is an item that's not bought as much as it used to be. In fact, I feel that many times I look and I go, do I want Ardent Sensor? Or do I want something that isn't reliant on me shielding or healing somebody, right? Like, can I find like is a Redemption a better fit with Forbidden Idol? Forbidden Idol builds into Staff, Putrefier, Mikhail's, and Redemption as well. So you have a plethora of items, and I feel like this one's kind of been lost in the dust. So it's nice to see some extra stuff here. Plus, the movement speed it gives you with Ether Wisp is really nice, extra 5%. Most supports don't really get movement speed boosting items. So, like, for a Janna, this is really nice for a Janna, right?
I'll say, for those who don't remember how stupidly OP Ardent Sensor was it 2017?
I think so.
2018?
Something like that, yeah.
Where it had the on-hit healing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very OP. I do have the current Ardent Sensor up, so keep
I was going to
reading,
say, I
and then
just
we
scrolled
can
over
compare
just so I
it.
can look at it and compare.
Yeah. All right, keep
The
going.
stats, the new stats are 35 ability power, which is lower from 60, I believe, right? 8% heal and shield power, which I believe is lower from 10.
It's the same.
Okay, it's the
It's
same.
the
Okay. 75% base mana regen, which I know is lowered from 100% base mana regen. And then 5% bonus movement speed, which wasn't there in the
that's new.
past. Unique passive, Sanctify. Healing or shielding allied champions, excluding yourself, enhances you and them for 6 seconds, granting 15 to 30% based on target's level, bonus attack speed, and 15 to 30 based on target's level, bonus magic damage on hit on basic attacks.
So, pretty big buff there.
Right.
Currently, it is 10 to 30%
Right.
attack speed, and then the on-hit damage
5 to 20.
is going up by 10.
Right.
50, so it's only 5 to 20 here.
Right.
So we're sacrificing. Let's be honest. Supports don't need like 60 AP. There's no point. Like I don't like it when I'm totally fine with them getting rid of 25 AP. It feels more like a utility item now rather than like 60 AP. I guess is pretty strong. How much is needlessly give 60? I'm just trying to compare it in like a
large rod. How much AP does it give you?
Yeah, is
40.
it 60?
40.
It's 40?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I was listening.
I'm just trying to
but
compare it.
someone texted me that was important.
I just need to.
You're good.
I like comparing it like AP,
Right.
with a gold value.
Right. So needlessly large is 1250 for 40 AP. You're getting 35 AP for 2100 plus 5 movement speed plus
Yeah, that's the other
damage,
thing.
so
It's down 200 gold.
it's gonna be an efficient item.
It's so cheap.
I feel
dude.
like just looking at these first 2 items without looking at the rest, we definitely mentioned Abyssal Mask possibly being targeted towards supports because of the price. And I feel like they are trying to maybe make supports get to 6 items and have to make decisions on what you might buy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you fill out that item list? Do you buy Watchful Wardstone, which nobody fucking buys?
They're changing it. Don't
I'm
worry.
sure they are, because it needs a change. It needs something, because it doesn't give you enough to really justify its value, and its value is rather cheap, so you're getting rather cheap shit for it, where, like, if it was a little bit more expensive, I'd rather have that with better stats. But, again, We'll get there, but these first two items, they're dropping the price and becoming more accessible, and I think it's because the game speed's going to pick up. So if you can allow these supports to get these items a little bit faster, they'll feel more relevant, and people will continue to play the role. If the role ever feels irrelevant, you're gonna have a hard time filling it. So.
All right, moving down. Blade of the Rune King. Nothing else aside from the combined cost is getting increased from 525 to 825. Total cost is the same, so that's not that big of a deal. Bloodthirster. Lifesteal increased to 18% from 15%. New unique passive, Engorge. While above 50% maximum health, gain 10 to 40 based on level. Bonus attack damage.
Adaptive force.
Removed. Convert the healing received from lifesteal in excess of maximum health into a shield, but yada yada yada. So you are not getting that shield is going bye-bye.
No more Ichor shield. So again, they're trying to push the pace of gameplay.
Because, so currently Bloodthirst gives 55 AD, 20% crit chance, and then it's going to be bumped up to 18%. And then, based on level, when you're hit level 18 with Bloodthirst, you're going to have an extra 40 AD, so it'll be capped at 95 AD, which is pretty fucking fat. I think, and then again, you can kind of compare it, or not compare, you can kind of link it back to Ardent Censer, where these support items are going to be a little bit cheaper, so you don't really need the shield from Bloodthirster if you're going to have a support that's going to be able to have these items that are shielding you. I think it's a fair trade-off. I always take more fucking damage, plus extra lifesteal, 3% lifesteal. If you're a Draven and you're 6 items and you're hitting motherfuckers with your spinning axes, you don't need no shield. You'll build a lifesteal through fucking everything.
Right. Yeah, this, I think I said Absolute Focus, right? Absolute Focus currently, just to compare, because this is going to be very similar. Passive gain 1.8 to 18 based on level, bonus AD, or 3 to 30 based on level, ability power. It's adaptive. While above 70% of your max health. Adaptive grants bonus based on which stat you have the most of. So, this is giving you 50%. So, get a lot of AD. If you run this with Absolute Focus, you can just stack that on top. Mm-hmm. So, that's a nice... it does make it an interesting possible first buy item. So, you might not go at first buy, but I think there's a world where if you have an advantage, you can press your advantage with extra damage, like champions like Draven. This is like shouting Draven to me. Like, oh yeah, you gain an extra, let's see, based on level 2, so it's level 1 to level 13, you get 10. At level 13, you get 15, 14, 20. So yeah, I could see where they're trying to maybe make it a second buy item, but
possibly.
Realistically, if you're Draven, like, to take an extra free 10 AD. What is the current shield bow give you in terms of AD? Do we know?
I think it's 50.
Let's see. Shield bow. Give me Immortal Shield bow. It gives you 50 attack damage. So this gives you 55, and then you get an extra 10 on top of that just for owning. You get 65. So you could feasibly rush this if you're playing like a Draven. So that's a thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, new item. Chalice of Blessing. Okay. Recipe is a ruby crystal, a fairy charm, and 300 gold. It is worth 950. The stats are 200 health, 75% base mana regen, and unique passive harmony. Gain 25% base health regen for every additional 25% base mana regen. Okay.
So it's literally the old Chalice. It's one of those in-between items.
Yeah, it was Chalice of Harmony, I believe. And it was blue.
Yep.
I wonder if they'll use the same icon.
They haven't posted anything else, but it's literally, it's old Chalice.
Yep.
New kind of support item that they're bringing in, and I believe there's another, whatever the other item is it builds into is being introduced. So, okay.
I haven't, obviously we haven't got there. I wonder if this build is, I wonder if this is going to build into Mikhail's, because that's what it used to build into. I wonder if that comes back up on this list. Anyways, bring me the next one.
Chem Tech Putrefier. Total cost reduced to 2,100 from 2,300. Combined cost reduced to 500 from 700. Big. Okay. Ability power reduced to 35 from 40. Base mana regen reduced to 75 from 100%. And then the heal and shield power increased to 10% from 8%.
Okay.
So again, all these support items are dropping by 200. Ardent and this so far.
Right.
Fine with the mana regen getting nerfed a little bit, and then the heal and shield power getting buffed. Ability power dropping by 5. That's okay.
Yeah.
Also, I think the combined cost is big too. Like now you don't like 500. I mean, sure, it's only the 200 because you notice obviously 2100
Sure.
to 2300, but I always like oh, it's a lot cheaper now.
I like
don't
the
know.
cheaper combined cost if there's more expensive sub item costs or whatever. So I've always liked it that way myself. Okay. Divine Sunderer. Spellblade AD ratio increased to 160% base AD from 125%. Spellblade health ratio reduced to 4% for melees and 2% for range of targets max health. It was 6 and 3% respectively. So you lose about half, I guess. That's not quite half, but you know what I mean.
I mean the base AD getting cranked up. I think I know we always look at this like highest base AD champs in league. You know, I think we're looking at let's see. Can I look at the highest? Tryndamere has the highest.
Right, and he's not using this item.
I mean, you're gonna get 160% base AD from your fucking. Wow, 140. So at level 18, he has 140 base AD. So 160% of that.
That's a lot.
I don't want to do math. That's a lot. Then you're also looking at Garen. I'm looking at just AD, like Camille. I think this is a pretty fat change.
You said what's Tryndamere's AD at level
18?
Yeah.
140. So times
You're looking at
160.
224 on the Spellblade hit.
That's a pretty big hit. Plus, you have just Tryndamere, your crits, your critting. Not saying it's a viable thing,
I don't
but
think
like,
you can crit with a Spellblade though.
Can you? Can you not?
I don't think it allows you to crit. I will look. I thought I actually read that yesterday, but let me look while you keep spieling on.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, no on hit. No on hit can crit.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, he spins in and hits you. He gets one big pop, and then he can just pop you for crits. It's not a terrible idea.
Maybe he was a bad suggestion just because he has the highest. But I'm looking down the list. We got Camille, Fiora, Alawi, Jax.
Alawi is a big one there. That's a
Yeah.
big user of this item. Jack's another big user of this item. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You could also, I mean, Rengar if you want to go some sort of tank Rengar, Trundle, Nasus.
Aatrox can make good use of the item as well. He starts off at
So-
60. His value is 145 at level 18. So, we saw he just got buffs, and I think I talked about the fact that he is a Spellweaver style fighting champion. So, there's a world where you could see an Aatrox using this. I don't know if it's the most ideal item. It may not be. But there is a world where there's an existence of this being a possibility, you know?
You don't know. You never know.
don't know.
But I always like seeing those numbers go up. I don't give a shit about the max health damage. I mean, 2%.
No, well, that's
2%
your that's the heal on it, right? Or
I thought
oh
it's
no, maybe that's
no,
just the
it's
extra
the
damage.
extra damage. Yeah.
But then you do heal for the target's max health. That's what I was thinking of. It's not that ratio though; it's a different ratio. So looks like they're not changing the heal ratio, so you're still going to get the 3.3% for melee and 1.65% for the ranged champion. And you're still getting your armor pen and magic pen. So that's why I feel like it could still be good on an Aatrox just because you get the penetration for hitting. Like you Q in and then you auto attack, or you E in and then you auto attack, and then all of a sudden they're missing 3% armor, right? Which isn't a whole lot, but it's definitely something that helps him, especially coupled with the 160% base AD at level 18. That dude's got 145, so he could really actually chunk the fuck out of you.
All right, moving on to Duskblade. This one, I'm curious. I did see this one, so I'm very curious how you feel about this. So Duskblade, new effect. Your abilities deal 0% to 15% based on targets missing health bonus damage. When a champion you have damage within the last 3 seconds dies, you become untargetable from non-structures for 1.5 seconds, 10-second cooldown.
That might be better than being invisible.
No more going invisible, right? No more. Let's see. So the old effect was your basic attacks against an enemy champion deal 75 to 55 if you're ranged, or excuse me, if you're melee or ranged, plus 30% or 25% bonus AD physical damage on hit, and slow the target by 99% for a quarter second. And then, of course, the invisibility thing that has a 1.5 second proc.
Right. I will say that effect is actually extremely fucking unreliable. From what I've noticed playing the game, is like, I'm like, how come I didn't get it on this hit or that hit or this hit or that hit? So it was fucking stupid. But this new effect, I think, is going to be a lot more reliable, and it makes more sense for assassins, right? That are a little bit more spellcasty, right?
So we're gonna another execute. I wonder if this means assassins won't be going like
Eclipse or Prowlers.
And I was gonna say, well, oh my god, the execution one before below 5%.
Oh, Collector, Cock Collector.
Yeah. So we're doing extra damage based on targets missing health.
Okay.
Up to 15%.
Okay, that's
Does
fair.
it tell us when?
Let's see. So 0 to 10% is 1.5. So every 10% you're getting, it looks like about 1.5% extra damage. So
okay, this is weird. You're doing a 15% when the target's missing 100% health. That doesn't make sense.
no, it doesn't make fucking sense. You're right. It should be well.
It should be capped at something like.
Did say at the top of this, these numbers are not quite finalized.
Sure.
They could change,
Okay,
so that part might need a little bit of work. But you get the point. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm looking at that like it doesn't make any fucking sense.
I'm just worried so you're basically, think of a Fizz backflip, like untargetable. You
Right.
can't damage them. You can't click
But you
on
can
them.
still
You can't
tether
do
them.
shit. Sure, you can still CC them.
Right.
Or can you?
You can tether. Well, if they're that's a good question.
Yeah, I think untargetable is just like
Yeah, it just goes through them, I think. I'm thinking of a Morgana binding. I think it just goes through an untargetable champion. Unless you time it right.
Let me see what they say on targetability. Refers to units in a state where they are no longer valid targets for aura, unit targeted, auto targeted, direction targeted, and location targeted effects, including those sourced by basic attacks, abilities, summoner spells, item effects. So yeah, you can't get hit by anything. The only thing you can get hit by is they say it turret damage.
Yeah, and it
Or structure damage.
let's say, and if they tether you before you go untargetable, that still stays, and you can still be stunned by that.
I just feel like there were some champions like that are going to be able to make use of this more than being invisible.
Pike, he already has invisibility, so you just use untargetability, and then or Talon. Talon's a really good one because
Yeah, it's giving. Okay.
Talon is one of those champions that like he goes in and he kind of is a kamikaze, right? Like he's like it could be a kamikaze version of Zed in a team fight. So Zed is a team fight champion that wants to kind of stay around the outside and kind of poke you until he can go in and blow a target up and then shadow back out. Talon is a champion that like maybe in the middle of a team fight he's trying to get on your squishiest member, likely your ADC or your AP carry, and then he has a hard time getting back out of that. And they tried to remedy that with his flips, right, flipping over structures and stuff. But like it still can be difficult if you're fighting in an open area and you just can't get out, you know. But if you give him untargetability, he gets an extra second and a half to get to where the fuck he's going. So. That feels actually pretty good.
I mean, I guess
player.
it might be the same with invisibility because you can't see him and he's able to run away.
That's true.
I was thinking of champions that don't necessarily have an invisibility, like imagine like a Hecarim just run like.
Okay.
I've seen Hecarims go Eclipse,
right.
but like a Hecarim just running straight through your back line, one-shotting, whatever, getting that 1.5 seconds of untargetability and he's able to, I feel like the invisibility wouldn't really serve him that well because he wants to stay in the
Sure.
fight rather than getting
That's
out.
true. What about yeah, like those big bruisers? I see what you're saying. I'm thinking Aatrox once you said that. Like, here's a guy who builds fucking Death's Dance and like can heal. Once he takes somebody down, and then you can't attack him while he's healing. Like that's kind of gnarly. I don't know. That's interesting.
So I'm curious. The 10-second cooldown I think is fair though, because that'd be bullshit if it was.
Oh yeah.
If it was able to be like reset like immediately.
Right. Okay. Next up.
Oh, here we go.
Echoes
Here's the item. Okay.
of Helia. I'm assuming it's Helia. I don't know if it's Helia or Helia. Recipe: Chalice of Blessing and Bound Glass Mirror plus 400 gold equals 2,300 gold total. Stats: 30 AP, 200 health, 15 ability haste, 125% base mana regen. Unique passive: Soul Siphon. Isn't that already someone else's fucking thing? I feel like. Damaging a champion grants you a soul shard, up to 2. Healing or shielding an ally consumes all soul shards. Okay, this is old Chalice.
Yep, it's Athene's.
Athene's. Yeah,
right?
yeah. Sorry, yep. Chalice to Athene's. This is Athene's. Heals them 20 to 100 based on allies' level, and it looks like that is scaling levels 1 through 18, and deals 30 to 200 based on allies' level magic damage per shard to the nearest enemy champion. That's new. That wasn't there before. Unique passive: Dissonance. Gain 3 AP for every 25% base mana regen. Mythic passive: empowers other legendary items with 5 ability haste, limited to 1 mythic item. So this will be your mythic item, and it will give Moonstone a run for its money. Ornn's masterwork item: Cries of the Shrieking City. Stats are 60 AP, 300 health, 20 ability haste. So you get double AP out of the Ornn item. That's insane, dude. That never happens. An extra 100 health, 5 more ability haste, and you keep the same mana regen. So it's actually really disgusting as a masterwork item.
This shit is so cheap too. 2,300.
I think that's what Moonstone is, right?
I'm looking at the next item up. I'm just looking at all support items. Like Even Shroud was 25. How much was Ardent? Was 23. Yeah, okay.
Moonstone's 25. But they're bringing a lot of these prices on these items down. So
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
Putrefire was 2,300 and Stout 2,100. Shrelia's was 25. I think it's standard. Yeah, it looks like 2,500 for all the support mythics or whatever, or enchanter mythics.
Getting cheap.
Yeah, fuck it.
I like it. How do you feel about this item?
I would definitely try it out. I think this is going to work really well with like a Emilio. I think it would be better than a Moonstone for a champion like that because you're getting damage where he doesn't have a whole lot, right? A lot of his is based on his passive and his Q. But also you're getting extra healing. It's not to the effect of a Moonstone's healing. But considering he can proc a heal a couple times, I think that's a lot. I mean, 20 to 100 doesn't seem like a whole lot, but when you're able to constantly heal somebody up like that, I think that's a lot.
There's also there's no cooldown on it. As long as you're hitting an enemy champion, it's just gonna keep doing it,
right? And
it's just gonna keep proccing the magic damage to enemies,
right? This is also shouting like Morgana to me a little bit too. Like I remember with old Unholy Grail, you could drop your W and get your damage up, and then spell shield your ally and give them health and a spell shield. And it's like, oh shit, this is kind of cool. And it's really easy with Morgana's W to start stacking those shards. You know what I mean?
Right. It's just throw the puddle down. And
yeah. Get it under 2 champions. It's not that hard. So, okay, I feel like it's gonna be pretty broken on those more aggressive enchanter style supports. But let's move on to Even Shroud.
Yeah, so it has a new item, Lifewell Pendant, which let me scroll down really quick because again, this list is in alphabetical order, so this item is down in the L's. I'll just read Lifewell Pendant really quick. A ruby crystal plus a cloth armor plus 350 gold, and total cost is 1050. Stats: 150 health, 20 armor, 100% base health regeneration. Unique passive Harmony. Gain 25% base health regen for every additional 25% base mana regen. So very similar to the Chalice. Let's go back to the, or is it even Shroud? Okay, so the recipe now, the Lifewell Pendant, plus a Null Magic Mantle, plus 800 gold. Total cost is 2,300. And then the ability haste reduced to 0 from 20.
Ow.
So let's look at its current stats. Are 20 ability haste, 200 health, 30 armor, 30 magic resist.
Wow. Okay.
How you feeling about that?
It seems like it's kind of like a Lifewell Pendant to me. Seems like it's a tankier, like the tank's version of the Grail, right? Whatever the fuck it's called now, Chalice of Blessing. Sorry. I don't know if I like the lack of ability haste. I feel like that was like at least a decent reason to build Even Shroud, so you can spam those stunning abilities. So I feel like this item actually gets weaker.
Yeah, I agree.
But it does give you some health regen, which is nice because I've always felt with Even Shroud, you are just inherently less tanky of a champion compared to if you had Locket. So you trade off the tankier stats for damage, right? So the health regen is nice, but I don't know how much that helps you when you're being bursted down. So I guess we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised that this item gets some changes.
Yeah.
But again, this is only 2,300 gold now instead of 25, so they do have to lower the stats somewhere. Although I feel like a 20 ability haste is taking a lot more than 200 gold away from that item.
She'll see.
Dude. What did it have a cost on Lifewell Pendant? 10.
It was 1050.
1050. Yeah, that compared to a Kindle gem,
800. Yeah.
that kind of sucks. You lose 10 ability haste, and how much health do you get from Lifewell? God damn, I hate that's all the way down here.
But you do get
You get 150
the
health.
armor.
Yeah, and 100% base health regen. That kind of, I don't know.
It might even out. I mean,
Maybe.
it depends on how you're looking at it. Like,
Right.
you're gonna be able to survive a little bit more rather than spamming abilities.
Right. You just lack the ability to continue to apply Even Shroud, because Even Shroud only lasts for 5 seconds. Excuse me. So I think of like champions like a Mumu that like to use the fuck out of that item. So, okay, I guess that's a thing. Fimbulwinter.
Give me the next two. So
Yeah. I'm like, we do gotta get a move on. Fimbulwinter removed. No longer consumes 3% current mana to activate the shield. That's good because tanks are building this because mana is hard to come by, and when you take 3% mana to activate a shield, it fucking blows. Enough said there. Force of Nature. This item I do like a lot as well. Total cost increased to 3,000 from 2,900. The combined cost is increasing 100 gold, so that's where that's coming from. It's going to go to 900 from 800. Health increased to 400 from 350. MR reduced to 60 from 70. Absorb maximum stacks increased to 10 from 6. Remove Dissipate no longer grants 25% magic damage reduction. I don't know why I said it like a Midwesterner. Magic damage reduction. And new effect, Dissipate now grants 30 bonus MR. So it seems like they're kind of nerfing this item a little bit, huh?
So let me read you what absorb, what the passive is now.
Yes.
So taking magic damage from champions grants a stack of steadfast for 7 seconds, stacking up to 6 times. So we know that's 10 now.
Yep.
With the duration refreshing upon subsequent magic damage from them, and whenever dealing damage to them, becoming immobilized by an enemy champion grants 2 stacks and also refreshes the duration. Damaging basic attacks and spells per cast can only grant 1 stack of steadfast. Okay, every 1 second. So the Dissipate, while at 6 stacks of steadfast, gain 10%. Yeah, 10% bonus move speed and reduce all incoming damage. So when you hit that 10 stacks, you're gonna get 30 extra magic resist. I will say, so you're getting, so all in all, at max stacks, you're gonna have 100 magic resist. Because it goes from, it's 90. So it's going from 60 to 70.
Right.
So I think it's a bit of a nerf.
Just as an idea, if you're using 1,000 raw damage, 25 magic resist, brings that 1,000 raw damage down to 800 damage. So the total damage reduction is 20% at 25. 25 MR, so 30 is going to be maybe a little bit more than that. I think at 100 magic resist, you're at 50% reduction. So you're probably looking at, if I'd say probably at this point, close to 30% magic damage reduction added at max stacks, which I guess is more than 25, but I bet you that kind of is going to even out more or less. Just give you the bonus MR, which means that can be mitigated by, say, an Abyssal Mask. So they're kind of building in a little bit of a counter system to it, as opposed to giving you a flat 25% magic damage reduction. So
plus you're getting 50 extra health, and I just feel like it's a.
I think it's still an overall a nerf though.
No, for sure, because the fact that now you have to get another 4 stacks before you activates.
It costs 100 more gold. You're getting probably effectively less out of the magic damage reduction, because that reduction is not, you can't reduce that. But when you change it to magic resistance, you can reduce that or bypass that with flat magic pen or percent magic pen. But you're not able to affect 25% magic damage reduction with magic pen. I believe that's how that works, if I am correct. Am I thinking similar to Aurelia's
W?
Yeah. So I think it is effectively an overall nerf. I think it's actually kind of a fat nerf for an item like this. I guess it's built pretty frequently, but
I think I'm gonna want to build a Abyssal Mask over this.
I agree. Although if you're Singed, you're probably still building Force of Nature. Let's be real, but you might build both. Depends what your needs are. Okay.
All right.
Gale Force.
Gale Force, baby.
New recipe and new unique active. Okay. So recipe is what? Does not say recipe, 55 attack damage, 15% attack speed. I think it's supposed to be stats.
Give my boy Spider Axe a break.
So, yeah, let me reread that. Let's call it new stats. 55 attack damage, 15% attack speed, 20% crit strike chance, and 7% bonus movement speed. Currently, it is 60 AD, 20% attack speed, and 20% crit. Unique active Cloudburst, which is what it still was called in the past. Dash to the target location, though not through terrain, and fire 3 homing missiles at the most wounded enemy within 750 units of you at the end of the dash, prioritizing enemy champions. Could you use it on minions before?
Well, yeah, I guess you could just use it whenever.
Yeah, I guess you could have hit monsters, minions. Yeah, I never realized that. I thought it was a champions only thing. Each missile deals 50 to 116.67 based on level, plus 83.3% crit strike chance, physical damage. That level goes level 1 to level 10, it's 50, and then it starts scaling from 10 to 18. So just throwing that out there for you. For a total of 150 to 350 based on level, plus 250% crit strike chance increased by 0 to 60% based on target's missing health. That's a fucking mouthful.
It's a lot.
So you get max damage on it when the target's missing health is at 75%. So if they only have 25% health left, you're getting max damage. So it's not a complete execute, but will give you more damage for how low they are, just as a heads up. Most wounded is also considered lowest health percentage, not lowest health number. So a Scion at 5% health may have more than a Jinx at 20% health, but he would be considered the most wounded. Very interesting.
So to note, the biggest thing is it scales off of crit chance now.
Yep.
I like that.
What you see a lot of times is champions building this item are spellcasters. Think of your Xayahs on the chances that Lucian builds this item. And so, yes, those champions do build crit, but maybe not at the same rate that a champion using Kraken Slayer or Shield Bow might. So, adding the crit scaling is like, hey, this is a viable option for you, even if you're not a spellcasting style champion. So, interesting.
And then to also note, this is the only ADC mythic that's currently in the game that is going to remain a mythic. Shield Bow and Kraken Slayer are both going to become legendary items.
Jeez. All right.
So and then also it gives 7% bonus movement speed,
Which is nice.
a little
It's
extra,
always nice.
aside because the mythic passive was movement speed,
Right.
so it's gonna be able to stack a little bit more on that. So it's kind of expanding on the fantasy of being way more mobile.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that.
Running through like a tornado. So cool.
Right. Moving on to Gore Drinker,
Stink
really
Drinker.
quick. Total cost reduced to 3,200 gold from 3,300. Mythic passive bonus health increased to 75 from 50. So we're getting a little. They want Bruisers to build this instead of Eclipse.
Yes.
A little more.
Thank you.
And Gwinsu's. Here we go. This is the big one. Gwinsu's Rage Blade, new recipe. Amp Tone, Rage Knife, Pickaxe, plus 690 gold, 3,200. This will be a mythic now. Stats are 30 attack damage, 30 ability power, and 25% attack speed. Unique passive, Wrath. Basic attacks apply 30 magic damage on hit, increased by 2 per 1% critical strike chance, up to a maximum of 200. So obviously if you have 100% crit, there you go. That's
Right,
math.
right.
Quick maths.
Quick maths.
Unique passive, Seething Strike. Basic attacks grant 8% bonus attack speed per stack, stacking up to 4 times
Jeez.
for 32% bonus attack speed. At maximum stacks, every third basic attack applies on-hit effects twice. Mythic passive empowers other legendary items with 5% armor pen and 6% magic pen. Do me a favor, scroll back up.
I was gonna say, you want to look at this list of champions again?
Yeah, you want to look at Vayne?
Yeah, new effect damage now scales with 1.5% per 100 AP on silver bolts. So you would have to build one more AP item to make that.
Oh, don't
worthwhile.
worry. Don't worry. We'll get there.
Kindred again. She's getting damage scaling. All these champions are champions that could build PTA or lethal tempo, doubling down on the attack speed fantasy and being able to break the attack speed barrier. And I believe with Callista, it is an on-hit effect for her to stick a spear in you. I believe that's how that works. Is it's considered on-hit? I'd have to look at her. Which means she can actually get more spears into you, which means her rend fucking hurts. Let me just double check to see if I can find I think it's in rend. Yes, on hit pierce apply, or on hit they apply a stack of rend. So she can get more spears into you. I would expect to see a lot more Callistas once this patch drops. It doesn't matter how fucking difficult she is to play. She is an early game fucking monster. And first item Ginsu's, she's going to be shitting all over you. So bear that in mind.
Also note the Ornn Masterwork item is called Seething Sorrow, which gives 40 AD, 50 ability power, and then 35% attack speed.
Wow, 10 AD, 20 AP, and an extra 10% attack speed. That's pretty disgusting. And the mythic passive was penetration. Disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
That's gross. Get that item out of here. This thing's gonna get nerfed.
Can we get a timer or like a
counter for how
every
many
time
times
you
I
say
say disgusting?
disgusting?
How about every time I stroke my beard in deep thought?
That too.
All right.
Or we talk about Riot farting in their faces.
Yeah, well, they're always farting in our faces, so this item is a fart in my face. It's like a slap in the face, but a fart in the face. All right. Hearthbound Axe. So here's a bunch of old...
Current items. They're current items, but they're
What is
tweaked
this
a little
old
bit.
fucking thing? It's just a non... Okay. Ignore that old part. Hearthbound Axe. Or Hearthbound, I don't know. Total cost reduced to 800 from 1,000. Combined cost reduced to 150 from 350. Attack damage reduced to 10 from 15. Hex Drinker. Shield duration reduced.
Oh, I was gonna say
okay.
the old is just he probably hasn't finished putting in the page,
Ginsu's.
so that's gonna be the old Ginsu.
Right,
It's gonna be
right.
right there. So that makes okay.
Yeah, that's where I was going. I was just going to run through these. Hex Drinker. Shield duration reduced to 2.5 seconds from 3. Hullbreaker. New recipe is Pickaxe Phage and Winged Moonplate, plus 225 gold, totaling out to 3,000. Old recipe was Pickaxe Phage and 825 gold. So this is a little bit nicer. You get one more item in between. It does cost more. And then it does give you movement speed. It's going to give you an extra 5% movement speed where you had none before. And your attack damage is going to increase to 60 from 50. So they're justifying that extra 200 gold. This is going to be a broken ass item, dude.
I'm waiting for them to bring back Raptor's Cloak.
Oh, yeah.
The fucking movement speed around turrets.
Yep.
Love that shit.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the ultimate. I like this. I don't see this item too much. I think I see him on like Yorick or something.
Rick,
but like,
yeah.
Little extra movement speed for split pushing. Love it.
Good for Rick. Really good for like a Tryndamere if you play a split push Tryndamere. The fact that you get that extra 5% movement speed, which Tryndamere is already pretty fucking fast. Hell, if you wanted to be jazzy, you just play split push Garen and build this item. So it's a possibility. It's a thing. Garen doesn't have to be a team fighter. He's actually a rather good split pusher because of his wave clear. So something to throw out there for you, Jazzy. But tell me about Immortal Cringebow.
Yeah. So again, no longer a mythic. Recipe change is now Pickaxe, Cloak of Agility, Vamp Scepter, plus 625 gold to now just 3,000. So that is dropping by 400. Again, not a mythic. Stats, 50 attack damage, 20% crit strike, and then 7% lifesteal. No more attack speed on the stats itself. But the unique passive Lifeline has been updated. If you take damage, that would reduce you below 30% of your maximum health. You first gain a shield that absorbs 215 to 500 based on level damage for 3 seconds, and 30% bonus attack speed for 8 seconds.
Ow.
So looking at what it currently is now, the shield numbers are down a little bit. 130, it was 250 to 630. And then the Lifeline would also give you attack damage, but now it's giving you attack speed.
I'll take the speed over the damage.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's this. Yeah, so it still has the same attack damage, the same crit chance, and then the same lifesteal.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. This is something that I could see somebody pairing with a Ginsu's, and really maximizing the lifesteal out of it, right? So that'll be interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay, Imperial Mandate, new recipe, Fiendish Codex and a Bandleglass Mirror plus 450 to give you 2,300. Its current recipe is a Kindle Gem and a Bandleglass, so very interesting. Expect to lose the health that it gave. I think it gave 200 health, and it gave 40 AP and 20 ability haste, 100% mana regen. Yep. It's now going to give 55 AP, 20 ability haste, and 100% base mana regen. So you will no longer have the health, as I expected. Unique passive, Coordinated Fire. Abilities that slow or immobilize enemy champions deal 35 to 75 based on level bonus magic damage, and mark them for 4 seconds. Allied champions can pop that mark to deal the same, or to deal 70 to 150 based on allies level bonus magic damage, and grant you and the triggering ally 20% bonus movement speed for 2 seconds. 6-second cooldown per champion starts upon mark application. So that's new. The move speed. Or no, I guess he always got move speed. I never realized he got move speed off that. That's pretty cool. Cool. And the scaling on the passive parts, they are levels 1 through 18 respectively. So obviously you're not going to have this item at level 1, so you're never going to be doing 35 damage. You're probably looking at like level 7 or 8 when you complete this item as a support. So you're looking at about 50 damage on average probably that you're going to start at. And your ally can pop for roughly about 100 damage. So
the first wave of damage is down early.
Yes.
Currently it's 45 to 75, and then the triggering from your allies is down early as well.
Right.
It currently is 90 to 150.
Right.
I guess I'll take that a little extra. So for a little bit better for champions that want to utilize AP,
right,
and don't really care about the health.
Right.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, no, I'm totally cool with that.
Okay. Infinity Edge. Here we go. This is probably the other one I was looking forward to, aside from like Ginsu's, and I think Navori is coming up here. But Infinity Edge is now a mythic. Recipe is the same: BF sword, pickaxe, cloak, plus 625 gold, 3,400. So let's see, how much is it? Is it still 34?
Yeah, it's
What is it
34.
right
Yeah,
now?
it's the same.
Okay.
Why does it say new recipe? It's the same.
So let's see. So here's the big thing. It doesn't have that 40% crit chance threshold anymore, or like requirement.
Sure.
It includes the plus 35% crit damage in the stats, so it's 70, 80, 20% crit chance, and then 35% critical strike damage. So I know we were talking about it. It just might feel like champions are gonna be rushed going back to just building IE first,
Right.
And then it doesn't say mythic passive is 5 bonus attack damage per legendary item. And then the Orin Masterwork Edge of Finality,
They need to change that name.
95 AD, 20% crit chance, and then 40% critical strike damage. So you get a little extra 5% on that.
Listen, there's a guy on TikTok who has a whole bit called good bad name, bad name, and I think we need to start good item name or good ability name, bad ability name, because Edge of Finality is a terrible item name. It's called Infinity Edge. Why are you bringing Finality back into this shit?
Yeah, it's not finite.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If the original item was called Edge of Finality and the Orn Masterwork item was Infinity Edge, it'd make sense because that's the next level up. But why would you go a level down? Right? Figure it out. I don't know what to fucking tell you. This isn't difficult.
It literally should be called Edge of Fartility.
That's gonna be a new fucking short YouTube Shorts bit, dude. I'm telling you right now.
What?
Good item name, bad item name, or good ability name, bad ability name. So, anyways, I'm done complaining about the name. This item seems fucking badass. It had better not have a 40% fucking gateway if it's going to be a mythic. So, yes, as Dean said, although I think because it's a mythic, it now is like Vayne isn't rushing this item, right? She's not building this item at all. She's building Ginsu's. There is more. In the past, when this item was like the item, you lost out on a lot of diversity from other champions, right? But now this is very clear cut. Like, you want to crit, you build this item. So, excuse me, your hyper carries like Jinx. I'd probably throw Caitlyn, Tristana. Hell, you could put this on Samira. Would probably be pretty good. Those kind of hyper scaling, like all about the crit champions, are building this item. Your other style of champions, obviously, you're all about like, I need to hit you 30 times so I can get my passive off. Callistas, Vaynes, Kindreds, those 3 at passive champions are building Ginsu's.
Varus too. Varus will be good with Ginsu.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, this item probably not that good for Varus, but yeah, Ginsu's extremely good. So you do have a very, as they mentioned in their dev blog about the items, excuse me, you have a very clear-cut set of champions. Like, if you're playing this champion, you build this mythic. If you're playing that champion, you build that mythic. If you're playing this other champion, you build this other mythic. So I think that's super important to note. The only one that's not quite as obvious to me is Gale Force, and I feel like that's the one where you can kind of sprinkle in. So do you play Infinity Edge Lucian or do you play Gale Force Lucian? But I think you said Navori is also moving up, right?
Yes.
So we'll get down there too. That answer might be chosen, and then the question may become: do you even build Gale Force?
Right.
Because right now with Infinity Edge and Ginsu's out, Gale Force kind of seems lost. It seems like an alternate identity for some of these champions. So I'm just curious where we go with the next. Obviously with the Navori, I think that's the last AD mythic, right?
Yeah. Note that there's 4,
right,
instead of 3,
right. So
okay.
Definitely one of them feels left out currently. I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't change. Okay, spieled enough about that. Lost chapter. Let me run through Lost Chapter and Kerchies because these are component items. Lost Chapter, new recipe, Amplifying Tome, and Sapphire Crystal, plus 315 for 1100 total. It was Amp Tome, Sapphire, and another Amp Tome, plus 80 for 1300. So you only need to buy two items, but at 315, yeah, you're saving some money there. Kerchies Shard. This is the energized passive that comes on Storm Razor and Rapid Fire Cannon. New recipe, Longsword plus 350 for 700. Stats are 15 AD. What was it before? Oh, it gave you 50% attack speed, so you're getting AD instead. Yeah. Unique passive, energized, moving and basic attacks generate energize stacks up to 100. When fully energized, your basic attack deals 60 bonus magic damage on hit, so you're losing 20. Excuse me, but overall price is the same. So yeah, you're actually just losing 20, and you're losing attack speed for damage. Interesting. Tell me about Kraken Slayer.
Kraken Slayer, no longer a mythic. Recipe change. Noon Quiver, Cloak of Agility, Recurve Bow,
Ooh.
plus 400 gold. Now it is 3,000 gold. Stats 40 AD, 30% attack speed, 20% crit strike chance. So it's down 400 gold. It's down 25 AD, and then it is up 5 attack speed.
Okay.
Unique passive, Bring It Down. Is that really what it's been called? That is a fucking dumbass.
Is that what it's been called?
Name.
Yeah, dude. I gotta save all my dumbass names. I gotta save it for the bit.
That one's okay. Okay, yeah, I had no idea it was called Bring It Down.
There's some really bad. What was? Is it Puff Cap Toxin for fucking Putrefier?
Oh my god, yes.
yeah. No, I got a fucking. I got a bit. I can't spoil them all. I'm sorry.
I need to look at that Puff.
I think it's Puff Cap Toxin.
It is Puff.
I remember when this came out. Fucking, it broke Dean when he says, like, "What the fuck is this?"
Puff Cap Toxin.
It definitely broke Dean. So that
Jesus.
It's coming. It's a bit. Be on the lookout for that in the YouTube Shorts.
Okay, so Bring It Down. Basic attacks, ranged on. Okay, melee on hit, and then ranged on attack. What does that mean? Hold on. That's always been a thing. Hold on.
Has it?
Yeah, I'm reading the current one. What does that mean?
It just means that you shouldn't build it on a melee champion. On attack means it happens whether you hit or not.
That
champions have a basic attack range. Oh wait, it says. Oh no, it just says ranged. God damn it!
I don't.
I'm pretty sure on attack means even if you're blind, it still hits because you drop the attack. Okay. But on hit means it hacks that you actually have to connect the attack. So
okay,
interesting.
So
I never knew that.
Okay, so basic attacks grant a stack for 3 seconds upon up to 2 stacks. At 2 stacks, the next basic attack consumes all stacks to deal 20 plus 60 AD plus 45% AP bonus magic damage on hit. Okay. No longer true damage.
Right.
Consuming stacks on the same target within 6 seconds increases the damage by 15% up to 100%.
That's pretty cool.
So the true damage pop on the current one was 50 plus 40% bonus AD. So now it is 20 plus 60 AD plus 45 AP.
Right. And this is still going to be a good pairing with Ginsu's.
Yep, Vayne, baby.
Yep.
That AP scaling.
Yep, and actually on attack makes sense here. You're still generating the stack even if you don't hit. That actually makes sense. So,
okay.
I think you can only consume it on hit. So yeah, on attack makes sense here.
So it's like, okay, is it also like when you're attacking? Now I wonder,
if you're attacking. So typically you got to think of like a Teemo blind. Like that's really like the big thing where you look at.
Right, if you're blinded, it won't consume it, right?
Right, or like a Shen dodge or a Jax dodge, or I guess Shen's a block and Jax is a dodge, because the hits don't connect. You can't consume it, but you can stack it. So, okay, moving on. Unless you have anything else you want to add to that.
No, I'm just. No.
Contemplating
that's-
life. Okay.
that's it.
Knight's Vow. So we talked about Lifewell Pendant. Knight's Vow is now going to incorporate Lifewell Pendant and Kindle Gem plus 350 for a total cost of 2,200 gold. Goodbye Crystalline Bracer, which I've always liked, and Rejuvenation / Anal Bead. Armor is increased to 25 from 0, so that's nice to see. Base health regen reduced from 120 or reduced to 125% from 200%, and health reduced to 350 from 400. Now remember, Lifewell Pendant, which you should still get the passive of that, gain 25% base health regen for every additional 25% base mana regen. So if you are playing a champion, typically Knight's Vow you see on tanks. Some tanks like Maokai like to have some mana regen because they use a lot of mana. Some like Braum don't necessarily need it. You will find that this item probably fits nicer on Maokai now if you're playing him from a support role. Hell, even if you're not playing him, if you're playing him from a top lane role, it's a cheap item that can help keep your carry alive. For a champion like that gets to heal off of the damage that's done, you could get some nice base health regen bonuses as well. I don't know if that's the best. I'm just throwing out a suggestion, so don't fucking come for me if you're like, you fucking idiot, that's a dumb champion to compare with. Use this instead. It's just an example.
I like, I don't mind, so it's 100 gold cheaper. I don't mind losing 50 health for 25 armor.
I'll take 25 armor. I always thought it was weird that this item didn't give you armor or any sort of resistance.
I think did it used to?
It might have used to in the past, like way back when. I'll open up the actual item and see if they ever had that.
Sure,
Yes, it did.
the base health is down.
It said
75%, but
so. There's a little trivia. It says, despite both the armor and movement related effects being removed from the item, the in-game filter will still include the item under those categories.
oops.
I know, right? Let me see when that was changed. I think this may have been a long time ago.
Very long time ago.
Season 10, 10.23, so a few years ago. So that's why I forgot that I even had it. Okay, I'm telling you about Locket of the Iron Solari.
Locket, new recipe, Lifewell Pendant,
Holy
plus no magic mantle, plus 800 gold, 2,300, so it is 200 gold cheaper. Ability haste reduced to 0 from 20. Devotion shield increased to 200 to 360 based on target's level from 180 to 330. So we are losing more ability haste. I guess they're looking for tanks to be able to absorb much, but not go in as much.
I think it makes sense.
Interesting.
I think it makes sense, I guess.
It's a fair trade. I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, if you're a tank, you shouldn't be primarily like a spellcaster, right? I think you're just going to be, you're supposed to be standing there.
It's supposed to be a meatball, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're supposed to be a meatball. Whereas like all the casters and supports and heal and shielders are going to be the ones spamming abilities. Okay.
Right.
I'll take that.
Okay. God, we have so much more to go.
Hang in there, baby.
Lord Doms. Giant Slayer now deals 0 to 25% based on max health difference, bonus magic damage against enemy champions with greater maximum health. So it is not, what was it before? Bonus physical damage. So those champions that would stack armor, even though you have armor pen, would take physical damage and still, like, I don't think you're doing as much. Whereas if they're like Malphite, isn't really building MR, this actually lets you damage a Malphite. Actually would let you damage a Scion who's probably got Thornmail. You can at least get through some of that and then deal magic damage on the flip side. So that does scale from 0 to 2,500 health. That is the max you can get. So it is...
I wanted to... Hold on, I'm going through Spider Axe's... I think that might be, unless it's changed, there was I think that's not, hold on, I'm looking for it on here. Because it's like, I think it prioritizes, I think it's supposed to say, oh, fuck, I need to find it to read it exactly. Because it looked a little different from when I read it earlier. Where the fuck is it? Come on, dude.
Just a note that max health difference scaling is 1% per 100 greater max health. It doesn't kick in until 250 health.
fuck is it?
You're good. I'm going to read Maw while you're doing that, just so we can get
Yeah.
through some of these. Maw of Malmortius, also on this list. Total cost reduced by 100, now 2,800 gold, which means the combined cost is reduced by 100, which is now 275. So once you have all the components, you combine for 275. The shield duration reduced to 2.5 seconds from 5 seconds. That's a big fucking hit. Lifeline cooldown increased to 90 seconds from 75 seconds. And new effect, Lifesteal now lasts until the end of combat. So even when
like
that
that.
shield leaves, you're still in combat, you still get the lifesteal. That is nice, but I think that the 2.5, like the half duration on the shield and the 90-second cooldown is pretty fat, a pretty big nerf for this item. So it sounds like this item's just getting an overall nerf. I mean, you're losing 100 gold, which is a buff, but you're losing, I think, more than that in passive stats. So
Okay, here. So I found it. So the screenshot in game, Giant Slayer reads deal up to 25% bonus physical and magic damage against champions with greater max health from you.
oh,
So it's both. It's mixed. You're dealing both mixed damage. So I don't now again, I don't know if this is going to be the correct way. It's just a little bit of a discrepancy.
right.
Oh my god.
And remember, the discrepancy is what you're thinking of.
Discrepancy,
Remember, this is still in PvE. Things can still change with these numbers. I wouldn't expect them to change too much, though. So
It makes sense if it's physical and magic,
Right.
considering they're pumping so much. Like Ginsu is like going to be the perfect example for
Right.
all this shit. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Maw. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Taking away half of the shield duration. What is how much lifesteal does it give you? Hold on. During the lifeline,
it gives you
12%
12%
lifesteal is
like
pretty
a Bork. There it
fat.
is, yeah. Yeah,
That's pretty big.
Yeah, it's a.
for-
It's a. Is that a Bork? Is Bork 12%?
Bork is less than that. It's like 8.
Bork's 8, but then you get it off the on hit damage you deal. I believe. I don't remember.
Oh,
Bork's
I don't
changed
know.
so many times. I don't remember how they fucking calculated for that now. But yeah. Okay.
Cool. Let me go through the next two because Mercurial Scimitar. Magic resistance increased to 50 from 40. I don't ever see anyone building this item, even
Not right now.
just for the QSS. I mean, it is.
Unless there's a Skarner.
I think it's the only crit item that gives magic resist.
Yes.
So I feel like
It's a good
it
item.
might be worth now. It's a good item. I think.
There's just other things. Remember when he used to give lifesteal?
Yeah, but it didn't. It never gave crit chance. I
Right.
think people would buy this. I think you would only buy this, and this is a no-brainer, just for the Quicksilver passive, the active. Now it might feel a little bit better to build this for magic resist rather than being an AD building Maw, because I feel like Maw building like Hexdrinker and Maw on a AD carry now is not worth it,
Right.
considering the shield's down a lot.
Right.
But maybe that lifesteal, I don't know. Okay.
You mean McHale's too?
Yeah, Mikhail's recipe, Chalice of Blessing.
Woo,
so
it's
I
like
think
I called
you
it.
called that earlier. For plus Forbidden Idol, plus 550, so it's 2,300 gold, so that is the same price. Stats are 250 health, 125% base mana regen, 15 health and shield power. So let me
You lose
see.
15
So it's
ability
down.
haste, but you gain 25% magic mana regen, and you gain 250 health.
And you lose 1% heal and shield. Okay.
Oh, and you lose the MR. You had 50 MR that came with that too.
Oh, fuck, that's right. That was so weird.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And then so let me see if they changed the healing at all. 100. Oh, they buffed the healing.
Did they?
Yeah, so from yourself or the target allied champion
was
and heal the
100
target for 100 to 250 based on target's level. It originally was 100 to 180.
Yeah,
So
this I think this
at max
buff
level.
is straight from the Chalice of Blessing.
Yep. And then
So-
of course the unique passive 25% base health regen for every 25% base mana regen.
Right.
All right.
I did not
Moonstone,
realize
baby.
you couldn't cure blind, disarm, or nearsight with this. Good to know. Moonstone Renewer. Total cost reduced to 2,300 from 2,500. Combined cost reduced to 550 from 750. That's kind of nice. Ability power reduced to 35 from 40. Unique passive Starlight Grace. New effect. Healing or shielding an ally. Chains to the nearest ally, excluding yourself. Healing 20 to 35% based on allies level, or shielding 30 to 40% based on allies level of the original amount. So that's kind of fucking cool. Instead of just saying, hey, you heal the most wounded person with extra health, it says, no, you heal this person, and the most wounded person with you, that's not you, also gets a bonus. If no other allies are nearby, apply 15 to 25% based on allies level healing, or 20-30% based on allies level shielding to the same target. So you can get a bonus if you have nobody else nearby. So that's super nice as well. The old effect is gone. That was the healing the person with the most missing health. So say goodbye.
And
to
the
that.
increasing of the heal and shield power.
Right. And this, I believe, remains a mythic. Yeah, mythic passive
interesting
change.
change.
5 ability haste. Okay.
Pretty interesting.
I like it.
Change. I like it. It's gonna be. It's no more of like a. I think they're also trying to combat champions that don't normally build this item.
Right.
You know, people for a while were building it on Ezreal.
Yes.
And you just shoot out an auto attack or Q or whatever,
Heal
and
your partner.
you're just healing allies now.
Yeah. It turns Ezreal into a support. It's kind of disgusting. So.
Need a little bit more agency, I feel like, to play this item.
Yes.
Or to use this. I think I still like Chalice a little bit more, or whatever the fuck it's called now.
I agree. I think this is going to help. Like, I feel like this is still a decent item for Milio. Because of the changes that you can heal more people. But it's more of the shielding or the ulti healing as opposed to anything else. So I think overall, though, I think I like Chalice better. So give me the next 3.
Yeah. Mortal Reminder, attack damage increased to 40 from 35. Nashor's Tooth, combined cost increased to 750 from 450, but the total cost unchanged. I am so ready to see Nashor's Tooth Vayne. It is not going to be fun, baby.
An extra 1.5% true damage just for building Nashor's Tooth?
Yeah. Okay. Navori Quick Blades. Now
God,
a
I almost
mythic recipe. Caulfield's Warhammer Pickaxe, Cloak of Agility. Is that the same? No, it was okay. It was double long sword. Okay, no, it was the same. The fuck?
But plus
okay.
825. Was that?
Yeah, plus 8. So it's a lot more expensive now.
No,
Oh no, it's the same price. Okay.
What the fuck?
What the? Oh, actually, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing.
Okay, but it gets.
It just since
passive.
it's the same thing except because of mythic passive, which is 5 ability haste, and then the masterwork item is called Flicker.
Okay, I don't understand.
Which is
what does that have to do with Quick Blades?
80 AD, 30 ability haste, 25% crit chance. That might be another one to write down. Flicker.
Oh, well, we can't give them all away. Okay,
That's just a.
it's just I don't. What? They could have just really added like fucking mythic passive in the Ornn piece to this, but okay. Oracle's Lens. This item, there's a trinket that a lot of people buy. Radius reduced to 600 to 750 based on level, as opposed to 750 at all levels. That's kind of cool. Duration reduced to 6 seconds from 10, so that's pretty cool. New effect now stores up to 2 charges, okay. And cooldown increased to 160 from 120 to 60 based on average champion level.
That is fucking brutal.
Is that what the blue ward is?
The blue or the
Scryer's,
cooldown?
the Scryer's ward or whatever, the Scryer's blue trinket. Yeah, what's the cooldown? That's fucking long. I know that.
I remember it used to be hella fucking short.
It used to be super short, and then they made it super fucking long. So then people stopped buying it unless you're an ADC. I will look it up.
Is it really not telling me the cooldown here? Well, you have to be level 9 to use it. I don't see the cooldown. Oh, hold on.
Farsight Alteration is what I was thinking of.
Yeah, I don't see the cooldown.
It is 198 to 99 based on average champion level. So, yeah, that's a 3-minute plus cooldown. So this is only going to be 2 minute, and you get 2 charges. Well, it's almost be. This is like
it's 2.5.
Yeah, a little more. So
yeah, I think it's a nerf.
No, it's definitely nerf. Definite nerf.
It sucks. It kind of sucks.
But
I don't care about 2 stacks. But
right. But if you're not playing with the Umbral Glaive, then it's hard to clear vision. So there'll be more vision present, and you'll have to buy more pink wards. Watchful Wardstone.
It's coming up.
I hope it's coming up sooner rather than later.
Oh, baby. Hang in there, everybody. Phantom Dancer. New recipe is Heartbound Axe Zeal Longsword plus 950 equals 2,800 gold. So it's a little more expensive.
Yeah.
Stats 20 AD, 30% attack speed, 20% critical strike chance, and then 7% bonus movement speed. And then the Spectral Waltz, ghosting 7% bonus movement speed, and a stack of Spectral Waltz for 3 seconds up to 4 stacks, and then you get the bonus attack speed. Compared to
this is a nerf, dude. You're only getting you're spending 200 gold for 5% attack speed. That's actually a pretty fat nerf.
Yeah, it's like 7. Yep, 30.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, you're also getting 7% bonus movement speed.
You had that before.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, I misread.
No, you're good. Yeah, so you're just it's actually a hard nerf. I mean, 5% attack speed, you get 12% for buying a 300 gold dagger. So 5% attack speed for 200 gold is extremely inefficient. But the item itself is pretty strong if you're into dueling. So I mean, it's still good for like a Vayne. So okay, Prowler's Claw, new build out of Serrated Dirt, Caulfield's Warhammer plus 800. So it's dropping by 100.
Same.
Right. So it's gonna be 3,000 instead of 3,100. Stats 55 AD, 15 ability haste, 15 lethality. That's a drop from 60, 20, and 18 respectively, and that was I don't that's 100. That seems like a buff for this item. You're only losing 100 gold. Maybe it's not. I don't know. After dashing, blinking, or exiting stealth, this is new. Your next basic attack against a champion deals 85 for melee, 65 for ranged, plus 35% bonus AD for melee, or 25% for ranged. Physical damage. If dealt by a melee champion, this attack slows by 99% for a half second, so you just put the Duskblade
passive, the old one.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is no longer an active... It's not an active item.
Right. That's the really old Duskblade. That's like the original Duskblade passive.
No, it's the one that's on live right now. The 99%.
But dashing, blinking, or exiting stealth, I think was the original.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the.
Oh no, my bad. I should have specified that because I think it always had that part, but the slow from a melee champion from exiting stealth, I think was the original, if I remember correctly. But, okay, all right. Tell me about your favorite jungling item.
Radiant Virtue recipe change. Is it a change?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Okay. Aegis of the Legion plus Giant's Belt plus 600 gold. Now it is 2,700. So it's dropping by 500.
Wow.
I don't think this is a mythic item anymore.
I don't think so.
I don't see... I wish it would tell me.
It doesn't look like it.
I'm assuming it is just because it's so cheap. So let's see. Stats, 350 health, 30 armor, 30 magic resist, 10 ability haste. So that is lowering just about everything. No more AP. We're losing 50 health. We're keeping the same resist, and then we're dropping 10 ability haste. Okay. Unique passive. Upon casting your ultimate, you transcend for 9 seconds. While transcended, increase your maximum health by 12.5% and cause your allies within 1,200 units to heal for 3.3% of your maximum health upon you transcending, and every 3 seconds thereafter. So we are. So it's a little bit of a nerf on the max health gain. It was 15%.
But a buff to the heal.
And then slight buff to the healing for your allies.
Very slight buff.
It's very slight buff. So yeah, we're looking. It's definitely not. So it's kind of like it reminds me, or it's very similar to the Abyssal Mask, where it seems like it's a little bit more utility focused.
Sure.
And way more of a. It was already a supportive item, sure, but like it's a lot more accessible to buy for tanks, for bot lane tanks.
All right, Rabadon's on this list. Magical Opus ability power increased to 40% from 35%. So Veigar's Rejoice. Rage Knife is next. New recipe is the same, dagger, but it's going to be 600 gold instead of, 200 gold to build this guy out for a total of 1,200 versus 800. So that's a very expensive medium piece. However, this only builds into Ginsu, so it makes sense, and actually it's not a bad thing. it's kind of where Noon Quiver used to be, right? Stats is 25% attack speed, which is what you got before. Unique passive Wrath. Basic attacks apply 20 magic damage on hit. Seething Strike. Basic attacks grant 5% bonus attack speed per stack, stacking up to 3 times for 15% bonus attack speed. So, before it used to convert your crit chance into bonus physical damage, you're now just getting flat 20 magic damage on hit, which is actually kind of nice. And then you're getting the main part of the Ginsu's passive of stacking ramping attack speed. So not much else to go on there. I think it's a good medium item though. I think it will fill the spot of Noon Quiver for these kinds of builds, right? The 20 on hit magic damage is nice. I don't remember what Noon Quiver gives you. I know it just helps you execute minions faster. So
it's like 30 AD, 15 attack speed.
Yeah, and then I know you get like a minion execution.
Extra damage to minions.
Yeah, there you go. So this kind of is taking the place of that in the build for Ginsu. So I think I'm okay with that. That makes sense.
All right, rapid fire cannon recipe: longsword, zeal, Kerchies, plus 900. Now it is 3,000 gold, so it's a lot more expensive. 500 more gold. Stats now gives 30 attack damage, and then it also has 15% attack speed, 20% critical strike, and then 7% bonus movement speed. So it is you're losing you're gaining AD and losing 20% attack speed.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Pretty big.
That's a lot.
And then the energize stacking up to 100, and then the magic damage when fully energized. Your next basic attack deals 60 to 140 based on level bonus magic damage. Energized attacks gain 35%. Bonus range capped at 150. So that is the same. The magic damage is getting nerfed early, but is getting a slight buff late.
Doesn't start scaling until level 11. So levels 1 through 10, you're only dealing 60. And then at level 11 to 18, you're getting an extra 10 every level. So, sorry. No, 10 every level.
No. And then let me just get through recurve here. So recipe is dagger, plus 400 gold, plus 700. So it's equals 700. So it's a slight buff.
Yeah, 300 gold down, right?
300 gold down, losing 10% attack speed. You only get 15 now. And then the unique passive basic attacks deal 15% bonus magic damage on hit.
Magic
whereas
instead
it
of
was
physical. Yep.
Yeah, physical.
And you don't have to build a double dagger. So that's kind of cool. Okay, redemption. New recipe, Chalice of Blessing, Forbidden Idol, plus 550 for a total cost of 2,300, same cost. Stats is 250 health, 125% base mana regen, and 15% heal and shield power, as compared to 15 ability haste that it currently has, 200 health, 100% magic regen, and 16% heal and shield power. So you're losing...
ability haste.
Yeah, you're losing ability haste there.
Gaining HP. Okay.
The one thing that we noticed is, as Dean mentioned, they wanted tanks to be the ones that aren't casting, but it almost seems like they don't want enchanters casting as much either. So you're getting more mana, but you can't spam your abilities quite as fast, it seems. I think we all know the passive. I don't think I have to go too much into that.
The damage
is a little bit
healing
more.
Is up.
Yeah, the heal is more. Damage is 10%. Damage is the same because it's true damage.
Yep.
120-second cooldown. Is that what it was before?
No, 90-second.
Yeah, so longer cooldown. And then obviously you get the Harmony passive, 25% base health regen for every additional 25% base mana regen you get. So, with this item, you're also getting 125% base health regen. So that's just something to throw out there.
It seems like it's a tank item. Very weird.
You know, remember when it used to be better on tanks because you would heal based off of your health?
Max health?
Yeah. So it's almost kind of going back to that. So, okay. Tell me about Runans.
Yeah, hang in there, guys. We're an hour 33 in.
Is this a Darken item, by the way? I never noticed. It's got the double A.
Runans?
It could be. Is it a Darken item? The double
Who
A right
is
there,
Runans?
Who is Runan? I want to know who Runan is.
Google that right while I'm reading this.
I
want to find out who Runan is. This motherfucker. Dumb Runan, double A, mother AA-tron fucker. All right, recipe. Recurve bow, Zeal, plus 1050, 2,800, so it's a little more expensive. Stats, 40% attack speed, 20% critical strike chance, 7% bonus movement speed. So we are losing 5% AP, or attack speed, excuse me. Basic attacks deal 30 bonus magic damage on hit. Oh, baby. And then the basic attacks on hit fire additional bolts up to 2 enemies in front of you, each dealing 40% AD damage. Both bolts apply on hit effects at 100% effectiveness and are affected by critical strike modifiers.
All right.
So let me just make sure. Let me finish
Yeah.
this.
I'm sorry. Go
tell
ahead.
me all about Runaan's. So it is 40. It's the same. You're just getting extra 30 bonus magic damage on hit.
There you go. Devin Runaan Guile was an associate
His name's
creative.
Devin?
His name was Devon. It might be Devon, actually. I don't know, because Devin spelled
All right,
an
I
O.
hope it's
It could be.
if his name's
related.
Devin, I'm done. I quit this game. I don't want no fucking Devin.
I'm not judging if it's Devin or Devon. Runaan
Let's go with Devon.
Guile was an associate creative designer and writer at Riot Games Inc. and the namesake for Runaan's Hurricane. His contributions were on the narrative of Karma the Enlightened One, Lucian the Purifier, Quinn Demasia's Wings, Trundle the Troll King, Warwick the Blood Hunter, Zed the Master of Shadows, Ziggs the Hexplosive Expert, partly with Lane Harrow Henry, and Pulsefire Ezreal. There you go. That's who Runaan is.
That was I was expecting
Super underwhelming.
I was expecting like Runaan is like a weapons creator in Runeterra in like Piltover that built these items. No, it's just some fart fucker that.
Fart sniffer. 100% a fart sniffer.
God damn it.
Shirley's
That
battle
was super
song.
underwhelming.
Aurelia's battle song. Total cost reduced to $2,300 from $2,500. That's coming at the combined cost to $550 from $750. Ability power reduced to 35 from 40. Motivate bonus movement speed reduced to 20% from 25%. I don't have anything else to add to that. It's pretty fucking straightforward. So
Nope. Staff of Flowing Water recipe: Aether Wisp, Forbidden Idol, plus 450. Now it is 2,100, so cheaper. Stats: 35 ability power, 8% heal and shield power, 75% base mana regen, 5% bonus movement speed. So we are losing AP, we are losing a little mana regen, but we are gaining the movement speed. Unique passive: Healing and shielding allied champions, excluding yourself, grants you and them 35 to 55 based on target's level ability power and 20 ability haste for 4 seconds. AP Vayne, baby. We're giving my AP Vayne more AP.
there you go. Yeah, you're getting 10 more
Tell
AP on the passive, so that's kind of nice.
Bruh, yeah, it's going to be scary. Okay, here we go. Static Shiv, baby.
Here you go. Re-added. Recipe now is Poon Quiver, Cloak of Agility, and Zeal plus 400 gold for a total of 3,000. That's actually kind of cheap, considering. Stats: 45 AD, 25% attack speed, 20% crit chance. Unique passive: Energize, moving, grants stacks. We know this. Electroshock. Your energized attacks fires a chain lightning that applies 60 to 170 based on level, plus 50% AP. That level doesn't start scaling. Okay, hold on. Explain this to me. Look at the scaling. It goes 1, 8, 9,
11?
Yeah, 9, 11. Okay.
I'm done. I'm getting up and leaving.
My computer's about to blow up, guys. I gotta go. So apply 60
George
to
Bush
170.
made this item. Hold on, I threw my headset because I was so mad. Okay, I don't understand this.
Okay, George W. made the item. That's what we know. 60 to 170 based on level plus 50% AP. Bonus magic damage doubled against minions. Hits up to 6, 9, 12 based on level targets. Those scale at level 1, 11, and 16. AP Vayne?
So I'm saying the damage scales with AP.
AP Vayne. Well, she's an on-hit champion, really, at her core, anyways. When you play her right, so this makes sense.
It's an insane like insta wave clear, dude. I've been seeing a lot of videos. I saw a video of a Katarina building this item. It's just like auto attacks the wave, and it just one shots the wave.
Fuck that champion.
Sick item. Okay.
Yeah, tell me about the next two, and one of them I thought was going to be removed.
Steris Gauge. This one was cool. I did see this one. New effect now grants 25% increased size and 30% tenacity for 8 seconds after Lifeline is triggered.
Is that an elixir of iron?
I believe so.
I'll look up elixir of iron.
So let's see. Currently, Steris is... So it does everything... Oh, it's after. So after... Okay, so the Lifeline right now is... when you're 30% below your maximum HP, you gain a shield equal to 80% of your bonus HP. That decay is over 4.5 seconds. So now you are going to get 25% bigger and 30 extra tenacity. This screams Garen, Jazzy.
Right.
This is a great fucking item.
Garen or
or
Renekton even.
It makes this item more worth buying now.
Sure.
Feels good. All right, Stormrazor, your favorite item.
I was going to say, Elixir of Iron is 25% tenacity and 15% increased size. So you're actually getting more. But it's only good for 8 seconds. That's good for, 3 minutes? So,
yeah.
Anyways.
Stormrazor, here we go. Recipe now is Noon Quiver, Cloak of Agility, Kercheese Shard, plus 400, 3,000 gold. So it is 300 gold extra.
Hold on, can I take a quick pause? How the fuck does Static Shiv get energized if it doesn't have a Kercheese Shard?
I don't know. Just fucking Runeans.
All right.
Devin.
Devin. Anyways, back to Dick Razor.
Stats, 55 attack damage, 15% attack speed, 20% crit strike. So that is up 10 AD. It is the same attack speed, and it is the same crit strike. Okay, we're looking okay now. Unique passive to energize up to 100 stacks. Unique passive, when fully energized, your next basic attack deals 25 plus 65% AD plus 50 AP bonus magic damage and grants 45 bonus movement speed for 1 second. So, the energized shot now is 120 bonus magic damage, and it slows the target. So now you're getting a little extra movement speed and potentially more damage because of scaling. I think this might be worth it now. It might be a little bit worth it.
So it is getting more efficient. You're getting 10 AD, which is normally at a cost of 350, but you're only getting it for 300. I don't know if this is still worth it.
I'm talking about everything. I'm looking particularly at the Bolt passive.
Yeah, this is assuredly still a Caitlyn item. Probably a Jhin item just for the movement speed. But neither of those champions are really going to get any of those items that added AP. I don't think they're building those, so they're not going to get anything out of that scaling AP, I don't think.
Also, the build path is a lot smoother. It's not just a fucking BF sword,
right?
A cloak, and it's still that. Okay, the Noon Quiver is just so much fucking better.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I don't know. I think I like this. I never really cared for it. Slowed for what? It only slowed for half a second.
If it slowed for a second or a second and a half, it'd be worth buying all the time. It's not.
So. Now we get 45% bonus movement speed for 1 sec. I like that. I think it's definitely heading in the right direction. It's a lot better.
We're almost there.
We're almost there.
All right.
Give me the next 3.
Yeah, we got the Stride Breaker. Jazzy. Attack damage increased to 60 from 50. Here you go. Also, Collector. Lethality increased to 18 from 12. Fuck that item, dude. Get rid of that fucking item. Trinity Force. Total cost reduced to 31.33 from 33.33. Combined cost unchanged. Attack damage increased to 40 from 35. Attack speed increased to 35% from 30%. And threefold strike duration increased to 5 seconds from 3. So they're buffing the fuck out of this item because it fucking sucks. So there you go. Some more damage, some more speed, and longer lingering stacks. So.
Right. You know what? Give me the ward stones.
Yeah. Vigilant
for you.
Vigilant Ward Stone. Okay. Can only be purchased after completing a support quest. That's new. Before it was level 13 that you could buy it. So.
Yep.
Recipe: Watchful Ward Stone plus 1,200.
Fuck. Maybe do
Watchful
Ward Stone first.
Yeah, let me slide down. Watchful. Can only be purchased after completing a support quest. It's 1,100 gold. Stats are 150 health, 10 AP, 50% base mana regen. Unique passive Arcane Cash. This item can store up to 3 purchase control awards. Unique passive Blessings of Ixtal increases bonus attack damage, bonus health, ability power, and ability haste by 8%. So you can store up to 3, but I believe you can only place 2. The difference between this and Vigilant is Vigilant costs an extra 1,200. You get an extra 100 health. And wow, that's pretty shitty. Can sort of 3 control wards, increases bonus attack damage, health, and ability power, and ability haste by 20% instead of 8%. So you get 12% bonus there on top of the previous bonus. So a good item to buy early and sit on. And you feel like you're actually getting some stats out of being able to carry control wards. So I will imagine I'm purchasing this item more often.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, they're
I like never bought it unless I was playing Bard.
It's so rare to hit level 13 as a support.
Well, you can hit level 13, but like by that time, the ward
There's
passive
no
is
point.
useless.
Yeah, so as long as you're in lane, you're getting your stacks regardless. You're gonna be able to get this very quickly.
Right.
So I like that. I like them taking restriction off items. First, there's the Infinity Edge with the crit strike thing.
Sure.
And then now you're getting levels. Okay. So moving on to Wit's End.
Tits End
Combined
in
cost.
the next one.
Yeah. Combined cost increased to 1150 from 700 or 700 or excuse me 1150 from 775, and then the total cost unchanged. Yomu's Ghostblade now is a mythic. Recipe is Serrated Dirk Caulfield's plus 900, which is 3100. Stats 60 AD, 20 ability haste, and 18 lethality. So that is all up except for lethality is the same.
Yep.
Active, gain 20% bonus movement speed and ghosting for 6 seconds, which I think is the same. Yep. While active, generate the spectral shards from Haunt passive twice as fast. Haunt. While moving, generate 1 spectral shard for every 45 units traveled. Gain 1 bonus movement speed out of combat for every 2 spectral shards, up to 50 bonus movement speed with 100 spectral shards, at which you also gain 10 to 20 based on level lethality. Dealing damage to an enemy champion causes spectral shard to reset after 4 seconds. Mythic passive, 8 bonus attack damage per legendary, and then the masterwork Yomu's Wake. Okay, 75 AD, 25% or 25 ability haste, 26 lethality. Jesus Christ, this just feels like a Dead Man's Plate kind of thing going on here.
Definitely,
with the movement
yeah,
speed.
it definitely feels like a Pike item.
This is great.
Pike
really
Talon.
like this.
You could still build on Zed, although I think maybe Prowler's Claw might be better for Zed. But Pike Talon for sure. Building this item.
I like this. For 100 gold, you're getting 5 more AD, 5 ability haste, more out of combat movement speed, and the bonus.
For some context on that movement speed, the out of combat movement speed, Boots of Speed give you 25. So paper bags give you 25 move speed.
So you're getting 600 gold.
Every other pair of boots besides mobility and Swifties give you 45. Swifties give you 60. So this is like having Swifties out of combat. Mobilities obviously give you 100 out of combat. I think 115 out of combat. Yeah. So just it's like having, if you have boots and this at max stacks, it's like having 3 pairs of boots.
Yeah. Just also note the current Yomu's would give you 40 out of combat movement speed. So you're getting an extra 10 after that fully stacked.
All right.
Hang in there, guys. This is about to be our longest episode ever.
Yes.
Holy shit.
We're
Love
cresting 2 hours. So Zeal, attack speed reduced from 15% to 18%. Bonus movement speed increased to 3% from 0%. Removed. Zealous gained 7% bonus movement speed. So
That was
dumb.
Okay.
I fucking hate you, Riot. Oh my god.
Do the last one.
Yeah, I'll do Zeke's and you got the Summoner spell. Zeke's. New recipe, Lifewell Pendant Kindle Gem, plus 350 for 2200. It reduces 200 total cost. It no longer builds out of Glacial Buckler, so rest in peace there. Armor reduced to 25 from 35. Base health regeneration increased to 125% from 0. Health increased to 350 from 250. Mana reduced to 0 from 250. So I liked to build this on champions like Thresh that maybe needed a little bit of mana to use some of their abilities. So kind of sucks you lose a little bit of that. And you lose the ability haste. No, you don't.
Damn, yeah.
No, yeah, it said 20. Oh, maybe you keep it. It's not mentioned here. It had 20 ability haste. It's not.
Yeah, it still has a Kindle Gem.
Yeah, it has a Kindle Gem. I think Lifewell gives ability haste as well. Because I know Buckler gave 10 ability haste. I'll have to go up and look at Lifewell again. All right, tell us about the Summoner spell.
Yeah, we already went over that. There's 10 minutes now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because that was almost 2
right.
hours ago.
That's right. I forgot that we did that already. Lifewell Pendant does not give you ability haste, so you're losing out on all the ability haste.
I think you're still keeping 20.
I
think they would have said.
Maybe. I would hope that's what they would do. But
I'm pretty confident you're gonna keep it. It would say like
I would hope.
change from 20 to 10.
I would certainly hope. So yeah, that's all I've got.
That's it.
I'm
Fuck you.
exhausted
I'm so
at reading
tired.
these fucking items. I'm glad you said the same thing, because I was like, maybe
Yeah,
I feel like
I'm tired.
a little shithead for feeling exhausted about reading these, but like I'm having some interest exhaustion on reading the items, because I'm gonna forget all this shit until it comes out again. So
I know. It's gonna save us from the patch notes because we don't have to like go through, because the next patch is gonna be fat.
Sure.
And we're not gonna be able to. There's no point to go through it again, so we
Sure.
got it out of the way. That's it, guys. I'm fucking tired. I'm gonna eat dinner, but make sure you like, comment, subscribe, rate, review wherever you're listening or watching right now. Hit the link tree in the bio, or the description, and join our Discord and come talk about these items with us. Yeah, we'll be back next week. I'm fucking tired. Peace.
later, y'all.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to like the video and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Click right here to see the previous episode of the According to Low Elo podcast. Click right here to see the most recent gameplay video. Thanks again.